Dear friend, today our topic is to prove that V is equal to S lambda. What is the significance of this equation? In this equation we can relate speed or velocity, frequency and wavelength of a wave. Since we know that the speed formula is, we know that speed is equal to distance divided by time. V represents speed by V, distance by S or delta S, and time by delta T. Now we take the example of a wave. Let's suppose this is a wave and this wave cover distance S and time interval delta T. If we take one wave or one oscillation, distance covered will be equal to the wavelength. Let's suppose from here, if we start the wave and take this point as its a terminal point or end point, then it is a complete wave. This is one cycle, and this cycle, the distance between one cycle is equal to the wavelength of a wave. If we will take S is equal to lambda, time interval to complete this wavelength or this distance is equal to delta T, and delta T is equal to the time period of the wave. We mean that in the time period the wave complete distance equal to wavelength. Now then we put delta S is equal to lambda and delta T equal to time period. Put these values in equation 1. We get V is equal to delta S is equal to lambda and delta T equal to the time period of the wave divided by T. Now write in this way: 1 over time period into wavelength. Equation number 2. We know that 1 over time period is equal to frequency. We know that frequency and time period are the inverse of each other. Frequency is the number of oscillation or cycle completed in time interval T, and time period is that time which is required to a wave to complete one cycle is called time period. For the 1 over time period is equal to 1 over time period is equal to frequency, F into lambda. This equation tells us that the speed or velocity of a wave is equal to the product of frequency and wavelength, which is the required proof. From this equation, we can also find the frequency and wavelength of a wave. Take a circle, write these values F and lambda. From this equation, we will hide V. V will be equal to the product of frequency and wavelength, and hide now to find frequency, hide F frequency. Then we get an equation whose expression is V divided by lambda. This is the equation for frequency, and to find wavelength, hide the wavelength lambda. We get V divided by frequency. These are the significance of this equation. From this equation we can find velocity or frequency or wavelength of a wave. Thank you.